My name is Isabel, and I was married to a man who was obsessed with appearances. David was a successful architect, a pillar of our community, a man whose public image was as meticulously constructed as the buildings he designed. Our life was a masterpiece of curated perfection. The perfect house, the perfect dinner parties, the perfect loving marriage. But behind the closed doors, our perfect marriage was a cold, sterile museum. The love had faded years ago, replaced by a polite, hollow partnership. He started having late work nights, meetings at exclusive architect mixers. I knew it was a lie, but I didn't have the energy to fight. I assumed it was a simple, sordid affair. The truth, I would soon discover, was far more complex and humiliating. The discovery was accidental. I was looking for a document on his laptop and stumbled upon a hidden, password-protected folder. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, a voice telling me to close it, to let the lie continue, but I couldn't. I guessed the password, the name of the first building he ever designed, and the folder opened. It was a portal to another world, his secret world. The folder was filled with photos and chat logs from a private, high-end swingers club called Elysium. There were pictures of my husband, laughing and drinking with other couples, his arm around women I didn't recognize. He had a profile on their private site under a pseudonym, Architect of Desire, where he described himself as being in an open, modern marriage with a wife who understood his needs. I felt a wave of nausea so intense I almost passed out. It wasn't just the betrayal of his body. It was the betrayal of my entire identity. He had painted me as a willing participant in his sordid games. The humiliation was a fire in my gut. In that moment, I knew that simply divorcing him wasn't enough. He hadn't just cheated on me. He had rewritten our story, erased me, and replaced me with a fantasy. He was obsessed with his reputation. And I decided, with a cold, terrifying clarity, that I was going to be the one to burn it to the ground. My plan was not one of a scorned wife. It was the meticulous blueprint of a predator. I would not confront him. I would infiltrate his world and dismantle it from the inside. I began my transformation. Isabel, the quiet, elegant art curator, had to disappear. In her place, Lilith was born. I dyed my hair a deep, fiery red, bought a wardrobe of daring, expensive clothes, and created a new persona. A wealthy, mysterious art dealer, new to the city, with a taste for adventure and a disdain for convention. Getting into Elysium was the first challenge. It was an exclusive, invitation-only club for the city's elite. I used my real-life connections in the art world to get an introduction to one of its members. A wealthy gallery owner I knew had a wild side. Playing the part of Lilith, I charmed him, hinted at my open-minded lifestyle, and by the end of the week, I had what I wanted. An invitation to Elysium's infamous Midsummer Night's Dream Party. Walking into that club was like stepping onto another planet. It was a hedonistic playground for the rich and powerful, a place where the city's most respected figures let their masks slip. And there, holding court by the bar, was my husband. He was laughing, charming a city councilman and his wife. He looked right at me, at Lilith, and saw nothing, not a flicker of recognition. I was a ghost to him, a new, exciting face in his secret world. For the next few hours, I played my part. I was charming, flirtatious, mysterious. I let my husband's business partners and closest friends confide in me, their inhibitions lowered by champagne and the club's anything-goes atmosphere. With a tiny, concealed recording device in my evening bag, I collected their secrets. I recorded the councilman bragging about a shady real estate deal. I recorded a powerful CEO admitting to insider trading. And I recorded my own husband, David, laughing about how his boring, vanilla wife had no idea who he really was. Every word was a nail in his coffin. After 3 parties and a month of living a double life, I had everything I needed. I had a collection of secrets so toxic it could bring the city's elite to its knees. David's hypocrisy was the least of it. I had evidence of financial crimes, political corruption, and a level of moral decay that would scandalize our perfect community. I chose my moment carefully. David was being honored at a massive charity gala, an event celebrating his contributions to the city's architecture and moral fabric. It was the peak of his public life, the ultimate symbol of the reputation he held so dear. I didn't go to the gala. Instead, I sent a single, anonymous, encrypted email. It went to every major news outlet in the state, to every board member of David's company, and to the spouses of everyone I had recorded at Elysium. The email was simple. It was titled The Secrets of Elysium, and it contained audio clips, photos, and detailed transcripts of everything I had gathered. The fallout was a nuclear bomb. The story broke the next morning. It was a massive scandal, a web of corruption and hypocrisy that ensnared half the city's leadership. And at the center of it all was my husband, David, the architect of desire, his secret life and cruel words about his boring wife laid bare for the world to see. He came home that night, his world in flames. His company had fired him. His partners were under investigation. His name was Mud. He knew, the moment he saw the look in my eyes, who had done it. The quiet, elegant Isabel he had underestimated had transformed into the avenging angel, Lilith. "Why?" he whispered, his face a mask of disbelief and horror. "You said I was boring," I said, my voice calm, and even as I slid a set of divorce papers across our perfect marble countertop, I just decided to become more interesting. My revenge was complete. I hadn't just left a cheating husband. I had exposed a corrupt system and taken back my own story. As I walked out of that perfect house for the last time, I didn't feel like a victim. I felt like the architect of my own, brand new life.